Hi loves, so I'm going to start off this video, as you can see, with a demo. After I actually recorded the review portion of the video, I completely forgot to film a little intro clip. So I guess this voiceover will have to do. I was planning on doing a voiceover anyways. So I'm going to start off by priming my eyelids. I'm using the LORAC Behind the Scenes, I think it's called, eyeshadow primer. And yes, I'm a bit messy. I realized afterwards that I probably should have done this before I hit record on the camera. After priming both of my eyes, I move on to putting on a base on both of my eyes. And if you're wondering why I'm like all laughing and smiling during the demo, it's because I'm actually watching a video, as you can see. But I'm just going to go ahead and apply that base on both of my eyelids. After prepping and priming my eyelids, I'm going to go ahead and take the brand new LORAC Pro Palette 3, and I'm going to be taking that first shade. It's called Blanc, and I'm going to apply that all over my eyelids with the Wet n Wild large eyeshadow brush, which I love. I'm finishing putting on Blanc on both of my eyelids, and the reason why I'm really packing it on, I guess you can say, is because I really want that base to stick and be set, and also I really want to make sure these colors pop. So taking my Wet n Wild favorite crease brush, I'm going to be taking the color Clay, just right there, and I'm going to use that as a transition color just to start everything off. Once I blend out Clay on both sides, I'm going to be taking the color that's right next to it, and I'm laughing because of the video, but I will show you the color momentarily. The color right next to Clay is called Terracotta. Now, something that I noticed from using this palette is that there is an extreme amount of fallout. I mean, no big deal. Thankfully, I didn't do my foundation yet, but there's a lot of fallout. So I'm going to be taking Terracotta, and I'm doing the same wiper motions on both of my eyes. So here I'm just blending out Terracotta on both of my eyelids, and I'm actually going to show you the video that I'm watching so y'all don't think I'm weird. Here we go. Besitos a su papi. I really hope that clip didn't make anyone uncomfortable, but if you are interested in knowing more about Eddie, aka Papa Bear, and Aquiles, our Blue Warrior, definitely check them out on Instagram. That's how I found them. Black Jaguar, White Tiger Foundation, they are amazing. Eddie is amazing, and usually I watch their videos at least 2 times a day. But anyways, I just added more dimension with the Terracotta shadow, and now I am debating which shadow I should choose. So I ended up choosing the color Medallion right there. As you can see, it looks like a really gorgeous kind of copperish glitter, and I'm just going to take the Wet n Wild shadow brush and attempt to apply that all over my lid. But as I found, it wasn't really popping on my lids. It looked like, I don't even know, it's not even glitter. It was just random bits of sparkles. As you don't even have to see it HD. It's really not that great. I was so bummed. I thought this shadow was going to be popping, and it wasn't. So I was very, very disappointed. I tried and tried again and again to see if I could put some, add more, but it just random bits of glitter, if that. It was just not popping on my lids. Look at that. What I attempted to do is take Medallion and put it on both sides of my eyelid just to kind of even everything out, because I didn't want random sparkle glitters, whatever it's called, on one eye and not on the other. But it was extremely messy. I was really, really disappointed, to say the least. And it kind of really messed me up in terms of what I was going to do, the look I was kind of planning in my head. So I went back with Clay to attempt to kind of blend everything out. And I'm going to go back into the palette, and I actually chose the shadow that really caught my attention when I first saw the palette, and that is Amethyst, which I will show you here. As you can see, super pigmented. Well, what I picked up on the brush, gorgeous. It's a deep purple, I want to call it, like a wine color. There you go. As you can see, it went on the brush really nicely, but on the eyelid, not so much, which also bummed me out. But I tried packing it on, it was not popping. As you can see, Amethyst is really not that pigmented on my eyelids. I tried swatching it, and it even looks more pigmented on my hand than it does on my actual eyelid, which I prepped and primed. So I am just blending everything out, and here is a snapshot of Achilles, who was being really rude to Eddie, but he's so cute. And we love him. He's just come a long way. I love watching him. And so I am blending everything out, and then I decided, why not use my finger? Even though, you know, it is what it is, I just said to myself, it probably is gonna go on better if I just use my finger, and it did. As you can see, it looks not really pigmented, but it looks a lot better if you compare both eyes. So that's what I ended up doing for both eyes, as you can see. Next, taking the color Dark Mocha, I'm going to apply that on the crease and blend that out. So I'm just going to pop it into my crease and just blend. Once I apply a Dark Mocha onto both eyes, I'm just going to blend, as you can see there. And I'm also going to be taking more of Amethyst on my finger and applying it to both eyes. Again, just to make that color really pop on my eyelids. Finishing everything off, I'm going to be taking the color Pink Nude, and I'm going to be applying that on my brow bone. And just blend that out with my finger. I always use my finger. I don't know why. I don't really like using a brush because I don't know why. I just have always done it like this. Just kind of draws attention to your eye. I think it just really finishes off the look. And I wish I remembered what I was laughing at, but I really don't. But I am going to be back with my eyeliner and lashes. Before applying my foundation, I'm actually taking the Garnier Micellar Water, which I've already raved about. You definitely need to go check it out if you haven't already. And I'm just going to clean underneath my eye just because there was an excessive amount of fallout. You definitely can't see it on camera, but there was, and my table was all grossed out. It really was. And then I'm just going to apply my foundation. I am using the Milani Cosmetics 2-in-1 Perfect and Conceal Foundation. Alright loves, that is it for the demo. That is it for the complete look. And now I am off because I'm very hungry. I will be back later to film the review part of the video. Bye! Try and keep this short and sweet because I know a lot of you just want, do I recommend it, do I not, yay, nay, splurge or save, what have you. I don't recommend this palette. And it's very, very important for you all to know, again, as usual, like I always say, my experiences may not be the same as yours, you know, blah, 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 the whole, you know, what we all say. But when I review makeup, and this is very important, I try to forget about every single other eyeshadow palette or whatever the product may be that I have already. Now, this palette I really wanted to like. If you've been following me for a while, then I think it was last year, right, when the Pro Palette 2 came out, the one in the gray, I hated that palette so much. I was so excited for it and I hated it. I really did. I took down that video because I just hated the palette. I returned it like real quick. I did not like it. I had really high hopes for this. So what I'm trying to say is that when I review eyeshadow palettes, not take into consideration any other palette that I might have, because some of you might be new to makeup. Some of you might be looking out for a new present for someone that's new to makeup or doesn't really have a lot of makeup. And hey, this looks really, really interesting. It looks really cute. It has your mattes, it has your shimmers. Looking at them here from the pan, they look really, really great. Their potential looks great. But what really set me off is that performance-wise, these aren't the greatest at all. Nothing can beat the original Pro palette. I stand by that. And the unzipped, the original unzipped palette. This is not a biased review. I honestly, and you can see by the swatches, they're really not all that great. I do not recommend this palette, like hands down, do not recommend this palette. I will definitely be returning this palette. Unfortunately, I really had high hopes for Medallion. Like, this color looks bomb.com. And swatched, look at this. It looks like chunky glitter. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna put glitter on my eyelid. And even though it swatches kind of nice sometimes, I mean, there's a whole bunch of chunks, it's literally just pieces of glitter. And then Amethyst. Amethyst is the color that drew me into the palette. It's such a gorgeous, so pigmented, but on the eyelid it is just not popping. I recommend using this if you for some reason get this palette. Use this with your finger, because that's the way I ended up applying it, and it doesn't even really stand out all that much. I think it's a really pretty color. Like, I wish LORAC would just make this color by itself, because the rest of the shadows, I'm pretty sure we have something similar. I don't think there's anything spectacular about this palette. It doesn't really perform that great. I was extremely disappointed with Medallion, but that's just me. Again, I paid for this with my own money, and I always have to tell you how it is. So I recommend saving your money. Really had high hopes for this one. I really did, but it's definitely not as bad as the LORAC Pro Palette 2, the last one, the one with the gray. I know some people loved it, but for me, I was just like, I don't know if I got a defective palette or something, but that, nope, the eyeshadows were not, they were just terrible. If you don't have any LORAC palettes, I recommend starting off with the Pro Palette, the original. It comes in black. Let's not get into looking for mine. Or the unzipped palette. It's really, really great, but I recommend the original Pro palette. That's, their pigmentation and just the eyeshadows in general are just really, really great. If you're looking for another kind of palette, I definitely recommend the Violet Voss Holy Grail palette. I will link down below my review video with lots of swatches. It impressed me. I didn't think I was going to be that impressed, but it really did. Anyways, loves, I'm getting carried away now. Thank you all so much for spending some time with me. Don't forget to click that thumbs up video if you really enjoyed the video. And don't forget to subscribe for more review videos and definitely MAC hauls. Besos.